We've all seen those YouTube videos. You know the ones, the tier lists. Specifically, the anime tier list. Almost every single one of them is like the definitive tier list. Or like, if you get mad at this tier list, you're not a true anime fan. And stuff like that. But I think most of that is like, their opinion. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is my opinion. But you know what? I'm still going to call it the definitive tier list. And in doing so, I'm probably going to annoy, not just annoy, I'm going to flat out enrage half of the anime community. But for the most part, I'm going to try to speed through this. Because there's like 120 something animes that I could think of that I've seen. There's most certainly more, but that's it. I forgot to mention, these are the tiers. First we got my top 5. Those are my 5 most favorite animes that I've probably ever seen. However, I can, move it around and stuff. S, A, B, C, and F, they're pretty self-explanatory. But, kind of shockingly, mid is probably the worst tier. Whenever somebody's like talking about an anime, like, bro, Dragon Ball's the best anime or something, and then that one guy's like, it's just mid. That instantly assassinates that entire person's argument and just like makes people think it's the worst anime ever. And then I've got won't finish. It's like anime that I've started and haven't finished. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, first anime. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? It's, honestly, I've seen both seasons. I'm pretty sure there's a third one. It's pretty fun, so B tier. Next we've got Shield Hero. This anime made me so mad at the antagonist, if you can call it. It's not really full-on villain. That made me furious. Next anime is Dr. Stone. This is actually a pretty good anime. I'll put it up there with Shield Hero. They're about the same. Next up we got Kishibe Rohan. This is a JoJo, it's in the same universe, but it's like kind of a short story thing. So, you know what? Actually, B tier. It's only 4 episodes long, but still pretty good watch. Next up, we've got Fire Force, or Enin no Shabutai for all those, degenerates out there. I'm gonna put this in my top 5. I might move it down to S, but simply because both Shinra and Arthur are just such cool characters, and it low-key reminds me of me and one of my greatest friends of all times, like Dynamic, and, makes me feel happy. Next up, we got My Hero. This is a pretty controversial anime, simply because of the fan base. And I hate to say it, but I really like this anime. I don't know, it was one of the first ones that I watched. I watched it back in 2016, the first season at the very least, and I loved it. So it's still in my top 5. The fan base, so what? I like the anime, so it's gonna be my favorite. Also, for those of you who think Deku is a crybaby, fair point for seasons 1 and 2. But, take a look at this manga panel. Yeah, that's all you needed to see. That's all. Next up, we got Cautious Hero. Pretty funny watch, it's pretty interesting. This dude randomly slaps a bunch of goddesses, and, he does, One Punch Man workouts for a goblin, He trains for 3 episodes just to fight one low-rank demon and absolutely obliterate him. So it's pretty funny. Next up we got Scissor 7. One of the funniest action animes I've seen. It's actually technically Chinese, but it's on Netflix. It's 3 seasons, pretty good movie coming out. I'm putting it in my top 5, probably right there, 1, 2, 3. So anything that gets out of my top 5 goes down to S, by the way. Next up, we got The Plunderer, one of the first animes that I brought up that I actually haven't finished. I've seen the first 9 to 15 episodes, I don't remember. But this dude just disintegrates enemies left and right. I'm gonna put it a B tier. It invaded. I'm actually watching this with a friend, quote unquote watching it, but I've only seen the first 2 episodes, can't really accurately, rank it. But the first 2 episodes were a good B tier, and I'm actually going to move Kishibe Rohan and Cautious Hero down to C just to make it a little more accurate. 7 Seeds, one of the weirdest yet, most original Netflix originals that I've seen. Basically the idea is they send a bunch of teenagers a couple thousand years in the future, Dr. Stone style, But the entire world isn't gone, and there's like this weird blood disease going around, and you know, apparently they're rejects. C tier. Millionaire Detective, same situation as it invaded, watching it with a friend. Teasing Master Takagi-san. Pretty good anime. You know, it may be a romance, but it's, you know, one of my favorite. Darwin's Game. You know, it takes the whole death game trope and kind of puts a nice shonen spin on it. I'm gonna put this up in A tier. Japan Sinks. Same story as Seven Seeds. Actually, I'm gonna put it B tier. There are some deaths in this anime that make me honestly more sad than Attack on Titan and Full Metal combined. So, you know, it's a good watch. I haven't finished it. That's because, I don't know why I didn't finish it. It was like 2 years ago. Great Pretender. When I had watched this, I was watching it, before all 4 parts were out. I'd seen the first 2 parts, and, you know, that deserves an A tier. Those 2 parts were really funny. Radiant. You know, a little bit of a knockoff Naruto, but, you know, has a good waifu in it, and, you know, I'd say it's short and sweet. A tier. Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't finished it. I was watching it weekly on Crunchyroll, got to episode 19, but never finished it. B tier. Redo of Healer. No, we don't talk about that, okay? We won't talk about Redo of Healer. Glossing over that last abomination of an anime, we got Naruto Shippuden. I'm in the middle of it, but so far, you know what? C tier. If I have to skip half the episodes to, you know, not get bull cramp, actually, B tier. Shikamaru versus that one Akatsuki guy was kind of epic, and that's the only reason I'm putting it at B tier. Why the heck are you here, teacher? You know, if you don't know what that is, don't look it up. Once again, we don't talk about that one. Suppose a kid from the last dungeon went to the tutorial world. This is one of those situations where it's a Japanese comedy and does really well in Japan, but the comedy does not transfer over to America. It's really bad. I watched the first 7 episodes. It's really just like girls punching guys, girls throwing themselves through walls and all that. F tier. Eden's Zero. You know, this one's alright. I thought it was technically... It's made by the same guy who wrote Fairy Tail, but you know, it's way too similar, but better than Fairy Tail. C tier. Okay, we're getting too many of these. High School D&D. Or DxD if you're snazzy and have time. We don't talk about that one. Kill la Kill. I would put this in the we don't talk about it, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, acceptable degeneracy, so B tier. No Game, No Life. Possibly the highest rated anime that doesn't have a season 2. Like, season 1 is like something like top 50 my anime list, but it hasn't had a season 2 and it's been like 7 years. I'm still putting it at A tier though. Actually, I'll put it in my top 5. This is one of the funniest animes I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, or can't tell what it is, it's Prison School. It's ridiculously funny. I'm a sucker for comedies, and you know, it's got some of the funniest drawn faces. My top 5. Next we got Shaman King. It's something I started, like watched the first 2 episodes of. Haven't finished it. C tier. Bow Fury. This anime, I saw it on Funimation. I saw it was rated like 7.5. I'm like, how bad could it possibly be? I wish I never asked that question. Bow Fury. This is one of the worst animes that I've ever seen, ever laid my eyes on, which is why I'm putting it in the tier of Spawn of Satan. Next we've got Link Click. I watched the first 6 episodes weekly. It's one of those situations where I was watching it weekly, but you know, forgot about it along the way. Straight S tier. It's really good, and really sad. Next we have Record of Ragnarok. I'm a sucker for simple battle shonens. And you know, it's got one of the most banger soundtracks of all time, which is why I'm putting it in my top 5. I'm putting it in second place, which brings No Game No Life down to S. You know, Link Click's only an A, now that I think about it, but a high A, a good A. So yeah. I'll play one of my favorite songs for like the next minute or something. How the heck did Bow Fury get here twice? You know, we're putting it back in Spawn of Satan. So we've got Wise Man's Grandchild. I've got 2 words to describe this anime.
Trashy isekai.
It is so bad. Man gets isekai'd, has basically unlimited mana, and can do cracked things. School gets attacked, he saves the school, he's so cool. Mid. Actually, mid is only for overhyped popular anime that actually make people mad. Just F tier. Actually, I haven't finished it, so won't finish. Next, we've got Cells at Work. You know what? People say it's so funny, but you know, I haven't seen the fun in it. I haven't finished it, but I'm putting it in mid, just to annoy people. Okay, I kinda regret not finishing this one. I was watching it weekly again, but I haven't finished it. It's Ranking of Kings. One of the cutest and great animes that I've ever seen. Straight ST. Above no game. Next we've got... what is this? Way of the House Husband. It is really funny, Psyche K level of just joke after joke. It's hilarious. I'm gonna put it 18. Next we've got Mushoku Tensei. Really good isekai, unlike Wise Man's Grandchild. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up in straight wasn't the worst anime I've seen. High B tier. High Rise Invasion. This anime isn't for everyone, and I'm not part of, you know, the group that likes it, so it won't finish. This next one's controversial. Promised Neverland. Season 1. Straight A tier. Season 2, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's F tier. So we're gonna cut in the middle. High C tier. Skate the Infinity. I've heard this is... I've actually seen half of it. Haven't finished it because, once again, watching it weekly. I should go back and finish half of these shows, but B tier. Oh boy. Demon Slayer. One of the greatest animes that I've ever seen. I was watching the first 11 episodes, and it was, quite frankly, the first 11 episodes at C tier. You know, pretty good at some points. But after you get past, you know, once Zenitsu and Inosuke are cemented on the team, it becomes one of the greatest animes to watch. Which is why I'm putting it in my top 5, right in front of Record of Ragnarok, bringing Prison School down to S. Ow Ash. I was watching it weekly, but this is pretty new, so I'm probably only behind 2 episodes. But you know, B tier. One Punch Man. This anime is really good, but it doesn't have any more seasons after season 2. The manga is god tier though, at least from what I've heard. I plan on reading it. I'm gonna put this A tier. The Devil is a Part-Timer. One of those comedies that is pretty good, but you know, not for everyone. C tier. Next up we got the original Naruto. The original Naruto is C or B tier, but because of nostalgia, I've gotta put it in A. The first OP makes me go, it's so beautiful, and the first ED is literally my ringtone, so you know, that's why it's A tier. Higurashi When They Cry. I've only seen the first death loop. For people who don't know, it's basically these 4 girls assassinate a man over and over again, and basically this never-ending death loop. And I don't know how it ends, but I'd guess it's the death loop ending. So I've only seen like 5 episodes, but I'm gonna watch the remastered version. B tier. Cowboy Bebop. Honestly, a little overhyped. I'm putting it at mid. I'm sorry. I'll put it at B. I swear. I won't make the same mistake again. I'm sorry, Shock Veda. Okay, moving on. We got Trigun. You know, I'm in the middle of this one as well. It's pretty funny. It's about C tier, to be honest. But C or B actually. But to be fair, people are, you know, crapping on the new trailer for the remastered version, and I don't think it looks that bad. The 3D isn't obnoxious like, you know, Berserk or even Ajin, but I liked Ajin, and both of those are on this list, by the way. So I'm gonna put Trigun at B tier, and I can't wait for the new version. Love Ueki. I pester my friend to watch this. It's pretty good anime. It's got a decent story, a lovable main character. B tier. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Arguably the worst GX I've seen. C tier. Black Butler. Watched this with my sister when I was like 11, so I haven't finished it, don't remember enough about it. C tier. Maid Sama. You know, part of me wants to put this at A tier, but you know, we don't talk about Maid Sama. Future Diary. The story itself, B tier. But listen to this opening. After hearing it, you can't forget that that's associated with Future Diary. Honestly, the OG death game, without this you wouldn't have Darwin's Game or any of the other ones. A tier. SAO. Honestly, 90% of people would argue it's mid. And honestly, most YouTube videos about it do. But honestly, when you first watched this as a tiny infant baby, you thought it was the greatest anime of all time. Which is why I'm putting it in C tier. It's alright, but not the worst. Death Note. Anyone who doesn't say this is S tier and or A tier, I'll put it A tier, is straight up lying. It would be S tier, but the last 14 episodes ain't my jam, so. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, my favorite of the Yu-Gi-Ohs. A tier. Bleach. So, I'm only a couple episodes into Bleach, and by a couple I mean 60. And honestly, it's kind of mid. I said that. I'm sorry. So, upon further analysis on Bleach, I've decided it's not mid, but C tier. Magi the Labyrinth of Magic. Honestly, this anime is both nostalgic and good and has one of my favorite openings, or at least start to an opening. Just listen to the first 4 seconds of this. It's pretty good, which is why it's A tier. Attack on Titan. Season 1, it's good. Season 2, it's better. Season 3, it's great. Season 4, it's 3 parts. It can't be the final season if it's got 3 parts, A tier. Original Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't like it as much as Zexal, but I don't hate it as much as GX, which is why I'm gonna put it in the middle at B tier. Blood Lad. One of my favorite comedy actions. It parodies pretty well. A tier. Angels of Death. This is one of those mystery animes that's the way I can relate it to is, the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and how it's all over the place and you're like, wait, that person's a murderer? Wait, that one too? It's basically the whole thing. A tier. Kuroko no Basketball. I'm pretty much zoned out for the entirety of Season 1 and haven't seen Season 2. B tier. Free. This is a swimming anime. A tier. Akame ga Kill. A really good anime. I recommended it to my friend and he loved it as well. I think we both agree it's A tier. Gurren Lagann. One of those animes that's really hard to get into. It's got a certain style, but it's decently good. B tier. Danganronpa. This is just the first season. It's B tier. It's got a pretty good mystery. Makes you think. Fairy Tail. First 2 arcs. Actually, first few seasons are alright. But repeating the same power of friendship and then literally disintegrating a god with the power of fire and dragons. Mid-material. The Irregular at Magic High. I had high hopes for this anime, never finished it, and probably won't finish. Mob Psycho. This is honestly one of the greatest animes I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing my eyes on. S tier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. About the same level as the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Ignore that voice crack. So, I'll put it right there. And also kind of ties up all the other Yu-Gi-Ohs nice, until they made a new one. Yeah, they made a new Yu-Gi-Oh! In case you didn't notice. Code Geass. I am in the middle of this, like every single anime on this. It's actually really good. So far, it's got a nice mystery and it builds tension quite nicely. 18. Tokyo Ghoul. Do I need to explain that further? 7 Deadly Sins, yet another anime I recommended to my friend and is really good. High B tier. Season 1, 2, and even 3 are pretty good, but it goes on a little too long. Your Lie in April. B tier. All I've got to say about that is Kimi Dayo, Kimi na Dayo. Or on Host Club. Yet another anime that my older sister made me watch when I was 11, so. Where's Black Butler? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it actually? I don't know. C tier, yeah, C tier. Actually, what? That one I liked more. B tier. Parasite has a pretty good story to it. High B tier. Steins Gate. Now yet another one of my favorite animes. I'm putting it here, which regretfully puts Fire Force down in S tier. Pokemon Indigo League, the only one I've actually seen. B tier. Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. You know, pretty trashy anime to be honest, but you know, oddly enjoyable. C tier. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Almost the top 5 of everyone's list. Used to be my favorite, but you know, it's not anymore. It's a really good story. Rewatch never fails. It's one of those animes that you can rewatch like 30 times and still enjoy. High A tier, maybe even S. Charlotte, one of those animes I recommended my friend, and the main character 100% beats Goku. For that reason, A tier. Monster Museum. We don't talk about it. Beyblade Burst Turbo, I believe. I've started this one. I may be in high school, but Beyblade Burst just pushes my buttons in the right way. This one was B tier though. Blue Exorcist. You know, it's one of those animes that you watched when you were younger and don't remember anything about, or if you particularly enjoyed it, C tier. Hunter x Hunter. You know, I liked Greed Island arc the most, which would deserve an A tier, but Chimera Ant, you spend like 60 episodes on a freaking staircase. B tier. Assassination Classroom. One of the funniest animes ever. No one can disagree, and if you do, you're probably stupid and haven't finished the anime. S tier. Hamatora, a little bit of a niche anime. Haven't finished it. It's kind of similar to Bungo Stray Dogs. C tier. Haiku. My favorite sports anime, putting it in the top 5. Behind Demon Slayer though, putting Scissor 7. Actually, I'm gonna swap that one with the Record of Ragnarok and putting it at S. Noragami, yet another anime I've recommended to my friend and he's absolutely enjoyed. A tier. Konosuba, my favorite comedy of all time. Putting it right here. These are my top 3 anime: Steins Gate, My Hero, and Konosuba. The rest are debatable. Scissor 7, I'll put it high S tier. I'll actually switch around S tier a little bit, and there we go. Erased. The mystery in the first, 11 episodes, up until the very end, S tier. But the ending, not my favorite. Low A tier. Ajin Demi-Human. I've been focusing on A, B, C a whole lot, but I haven't been putting much down here. Oh, we don't talk about that. But Ajin, despite its 3Dness and, weird art style, I liked it. High B tier. Soul Eater, another one of those situations where I watched it when I was younger, remember liking it. I remember liking Black Star, whatever his name is. Mid B tier. High School of the Dead. Fun fact, the guy who made this also wrote hentai. We don't talk about it, okay? The original Beyblade Burst. High A tier. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Every single JoJo fan would put it at S. But here's my argument. Part 1, 3, and 6 were kind of bad. I know, say what you want about 3. It's better than 1 and 6, I can tell you that much, but 6 so far. Netflix can't just do you dirty and release 12 episodes every 3 years. But part 2, 4, and 5 are really good. High A tier. ReZero, probably one of the better isekais to come out of, the isekai genre. A tier. Saiki K, really funny. He's beating Goku as well. A tier. Keijo, an anime where girls in swimsuits play a sumo match in water and try to knock each other off with explicitly and, originally just their boobs and butts. We don't talk about it. One Piece. Ugh. I'm putting this one, I don't know, it's definitely my top 5. But I really like the other anime in there. Haiku, my favorite sports, I'm going to swap Demon Slayer out, but Demon Slayer is the max S tier. Demon Slayer, it's a great first anime, along with Death Note, Dr. Stone, and Steins Gate. Watch those anime, and you'll, be set for life. Beyblade Burst Evolution, as it's called in English, or Beyblade Burst God, as it's called in Japanese. A tier with the other Beyblade. Berserk. I've been told the manga's really good, but the anime itself, pretty mid. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Fun fact, I actually have not seen this anime. But it's still going in Spawn of Satan, because I absolutely will not watch this anime. Kakegurui, gambling high school, lesbians, and all that jazz. B tier. Overlord. Pretty okay anime, but kind of overhyped. Mid Blood Blockade Battlefront. A similar situation to Kuroko no Basket. I zoned out for the first couple episodes, then forgot to watch it. I plan on finishing it, so, you know what? I'll put it at C. Black Clover. Despite what people may say, Black Clover is better than Naruto. A tier. Food Wars. I would put this in the we don't talk about it, but come on, man, it's S tier. I believe this is Bungo Stray Dogs. It's really good. I'm gonna put it at, I haven't finished it yet, low A tier. Devilman Crybaby. It's a really real anime, and when it came out in 2018, it shocked a bunch of people. I probably won't finish it though, let's be honest. Aiko. I started this anime when I was like, I don't know how old, but it's not that old. Maybe like 6th grade, something like that, maybe a bit longer, but you know, it sucked. I will not be finishing Aiko. Last of the Beyblades, I believe, Beyblade Burst Rise. I like it more than the other two Beyblades. S tier. No, this is Turbo. This is Rise. Where's the other? Where's Beyblade Burst Rise? I don't know where I put it, but this is Turbo. Forest of Piano, a story about a kid who plays a piano in a forest and then goes to some Chopin tournament. C tier. Baki. This is a wild anime, but I'm gonna put it at B tier. It's pretty good, actually. The fights are pretty good as well. GGO. It's pretty fun on first watch, but on rewatch, it's straight C tier, which is why I'm putting it there with SAO. The time I got reincarnated as a slime. A Certain Magical Index. This is an interesting anime. I watched the first episodes, then the dude lost his memory. Spoiler, I know, but who cares? C tier. And now, finally, the last anime. You guys probably have already seen it on the list because I've scrolled down there a million times. Hinomaru Sumo. This is a sports anime, an interesting one, might I add, of a dude who plays sumo. There's also this skinny kid who's just really fast and jukes everyone out. I'll put it around Skate the Infinity. I enjoyed it about the same. So, that was my tier list. My top 5, My Hero. I don't want to hear it, guys. I don't want to hear it in the comments. Steins Gate, deserved. Konosuba, it's my taste. One Piece, honestly, if it's not in everyone's top 5 who have made it past like any of the first like 200 episodes, then why did you watch the first 200 episodes? Then Haiku, once again, my own choice. If you're not into Haiku, it's still B tier, at least. But you know, for the most part, that was my tier list. As you see, Link Click was at it again, and so was Bo Fury. But anyway, Spawn of Satan, don't watch. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. Won't finish. Probably don't watch. Mid, you know, it's not for me. Overhyped. F, don't watch it. C, B, A. Okay. S, watch it. In my top 5, 100% watch it. You want to know a fun fact before I end off this video? My older sister, you know, the same one that made me watch Black Butler and Ouran High School, I've recommended all 5 of my top 5 anime, and she's only watched One Piece. She's watched My Hero, but, you know, begrudgingly, because I was like, I had to sit her down at the couch whenever she'd come over because she's moved out. Be like, you know, we're watching season 5 now. She watched the first 4 by herself. But these other 3, she won't watch. I'm also forcing her to watch Demon Slayer. And Scissor 7 she passed up because, you know, the first 2 episodes are a little weird. But like, what good anime doesn't have a weird episode? Along with Prison School, and Mob Psycho, and Fire Force. My sister has trash taste. But you know, she has seen Assassination Classroom, Hunter x Hunter, and yeah, that's about it. But you know, if you enjoyed, this video is gonna take so long to edit, but it's gonna be worth it. And in case you didn't see the unlistening video, it's kind of not important, but I'm uploading weekly and will be unlisting all the videos that I think are subpar on my channel. So, you know, hit the subscribe button. I'm not going for a lot, but I just want to see growth. It shoots my brain with dopamine, if you know what I mean. And sorry if this video is long, but you know, it's worth it. So see you later.